Does it look like I'm playing around? I'm not playing around. Hi, I'm Erica from my phone and welcome to another video. We're gonna have some fun, but it's something that I am an expert in, which is Milka chocolate at this point. For those of you who don't know, I was in Germany for the past year. I'm back in the States again, but I did bring a lot of Milka chocolate with me. I had a bit of a chocolate addiction when I was there. I was getting up early and a lot of other things just weren't my cup of tea in terms of food in Germany, so I really latched onto chocolate as something comforting and safe and yummy. And also something that brought me a lot of sugar because I don't drink coffee, I don't do tea, I'm not a caffeine person, so the limited caffeine I was getting was from chocolate. So I figured it'd be a fun idea to rank them and actually give some real thoughts on this because I do see that there's Milka sorters online. I don't know what videos they are, but they might not be from an American perspective, and this is the American perspective, right? But also the TurtleStormer Eric perspective. So without further ado, let's get into it. I did find a Milka sorter online because I didn't want to upload all these pictures, I'll be honest. But this had a pretty good group of basically everything that I would try and had a strong opinion on. And there might be some regional variants that are not characterized here, but this is what I experienced in Germany, which I believe Milka is just straight from Germany. So this video is also not an endorsement of Nestle, who I know owns Milka. They've done some really shady things. I'm just talking about chocolate because I like chocolate. Let's define the tiers we have. They are all in German because I felt like it was relevant here, but I'll explain it for everyone to understand. Genau means exactly in German, and most German-speaking people use genau in every sentence. It feels like a punctuating word. Genau. That's exactly what I want. So it's top tier for a reason. Immer gut means always good, and it just means it's always like a good idea. So it's not quite the genau of, oh, this is the exact thing I'm looking for, but it's always good. Es ist Schokolade means it is chocolate. So kind of the idea of when you have bad pizza, it's okay still because it's still pizza. Same with chocolate. That's how I feel about a lot of chocolate, is that it could still be chocolate. It's still going to be good. I'm still going to like it, even though it's just chocolate. Took me a propose means send it to me in the mail. It means I'd never have tried it, and I don't want to necessarily knock it and put in a lower or higher category if I don't really know it at all. And then finally, 9 means no. It's going to be for the Milka bars that don't need to exist. All right, so let's start with the first, which is the classic Milka bar. That is Es ist Schokolade. I like it, but it's not necessarily doing too much. I could just as easily get a store-bought bar of milk chocolate and be just as fine with it. So for that, I don't really need to pay the Milka premium. What is this? This is collage with raspberry and something, some sort of nut. I think that's hazelnut, yeah. So, I don't know it. I've never seen that. So send it to me in the mail. Same with the stripple one. This sounds fancy. The bunte Cacao-Linsen, basically the ones that have like M&M-like things or sixlets or that type of candy in the middle of it. I'm going to go and put it in Immer gut. I haven't had that one, but I've had it in Rittersport before, and it's also very good. For the Brits that are watching, it's like Smarties, but their version of Smarties, not the American Smarties. Those are very different candies. Please don't mix them up. One of the Americans in my exchange program was also concerned about trying the Rittersport that had the Smarties in it because she thought it was like American Smarties, which are not chocolate and would not go well with chocolate in the least bit. For the Americans watching, we'll look up the Smarties British brand. It is like a sixlet or kind of like an M&M variety. Okay, next we have these cookie things. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the difference between this Tuck and this Lou. I really simply don't. They look like they just are different brands of the thing. And frankly, sorry. Yeah, no, they're not my thing. I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah, like, you're giving me cookie. You're not even giving me chocolate, which is why I'm not putting in Es ist Schokolade, because it's really not chocolate much. It's really just cookie, and the cookie is fine. It's kind of just like a wafer, like shortbread type thing, isn't it? That's what I remember. And so I really never got it because if I'm craving chocolate, I want chocolate and the creaminess. Something I really like about European chocolate is how creamy it is. And so if I'm getting inundated with other things that block that cream, then I'm not a big fan. So something really good like those M&M type things or some other things we'll get into later. Next we have the Milka Oreo. Those are going straight to Immer gut. It's one of my go-to flavors, but it's not the top. And we'll get to the top in just a moment. But it is one of the ones that I do see in a lot of international candy stores in America where I will see this one be popular because Oreos are popular here. It's a nice cream and it definitely makes you understand why Milka's popular. And over there it's €1.35 instead of the $6 it is here. Our first ganal of the day is the Dame. Now, Dame is a European candy. I'm pretty sure I've never seen it in America. And it has this nice caramel to it. And it has this nice crunch that is really good. And especially as someone who doesn't really like nuts in my chocolate, it's a nice way that's not nutty, but it still has some crunch to it. Like, I love a good crunch bar. I love other things that have some texture for those shortbread type cookies that are in these ones that are disrupting most of the chocolate. Here it has a nice balance and I like that caramel in it. It's very good and I've never had the candy by itself and I'm sure I would love it. So it's come to my attention for noisette. I would put it up in the Immergut. I like it and it has like a good variety over the regular. I have learned that that is just hazelnut in there, but I guess it's crushed up and so it's not as big of a problem as when we get to the Gonza hazelnuts, which I'm gonna go straight to no. So that's fun. I do like nut flavors. I do like a good peanut butter, like that's fine. But I don't really want these big nuts in my chocolate. It is taking away from the chocolate experience and it can just be a little too crunchy. Now we're going into cow spots or Kuldflecke. This is milk chocolate that has white chocolate spots throughout it. It is amazing. It is my go-to. They even have at the local grocery stores, a Penny and Reva, they literally have a version of that. Yes. So it goes straight to number one. That is my go-to flavor. I have one here. I think I had other ones around. Yeah, I have another one here. And I bought more, but those are the ones that have been going very quickly. We're now gonna get into the first one that I'm going to try. I don't think I actually did have the yogurt one on its own. So now I'm gonna have it. Yeah, it's just chocolate. I'm pretty sure it's basically just like the Oreo without the cookie in it. It's like the creaminess, but then also the chocolate. So it's good. I think I like it just as much as a regular bar or something. This is chocolate. Like, I will take it. I will eat it. It's not one I'm like, oh, you were giving me this one of all of them. This is fine. Now here's Trabanus, which is raisins and nuts, I think of hazelnut variety. I have not had it. I probably wouldn't care for it, but I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I don't think I've had this one, so I'll put it there, but again, it's big nuts. I'm probably not gonna be a big fan of it. Then the caramel one, I'm gonna make the executive call that it's gonna be good because all these caramel ones are good. I don't think I've actually had Milka's variety, but I've had plenty of other chocolates that are kind of like that, and they're good, and so I trust Milka would do it justice. Harb, which is the basically all dark chocolate, basically. Yeah, it's gonna go straight to no. I'm not a dark chocolate fan. Again, you're gonna see my bias in the nose, and that doesn't mean that these are bad, but if I was given a whole like set, like a whole giant box of Milka bars, I would hope that these ones wouldn't be in it. If they were just for me, like for sharing purposes, I'm sure a lot of people like dark chocolate. Apfelmilchcreme, it's that basically just, that looks like identical to the yogurt one, except for it's a splash instead of it being solid. But, you know, they all are solid. It's still chocolate at the end of the day. Okay, now trying it again, especially having a piece that has much more of the yogurt, I can notice the tartness in it. So I do see the difference between that. It's not as sweet as with the Oreo cream filling. Alpine milk cream would just basically be the Oreo without the cookie, I'm pretty sure. Whereas the yogurt is a little tartar because yogurt there is tartar. It's still good. It's still in the neutral. I'm still gonna put this neutral because it's like you got the cream, like why aren't you flavoring it? Now luckily, I don't know if this is another brand or something, but it's going up there because it's always really good. I like the texture of it. I think it's kind of ruined in its melted state. It does feel like a bit lighter. I remember when I was little, there was this candy expo that randomly had like a video about it on cable television, and I watched it and I loved it. And I remember them talking about bubble chocolate being the idea of like, oh, you'll think you're eating more and your body will be like, we're satisfied, even though you ate less chocolate. So I guess it's a health type fad or whatever. But I think it's just a fun texture. It's like nice and light and airy in the middle, so it doesn't feel as heavy as maybe some other chocolates could be. Now the strawberry one, yeah, it's gonna go up there. I do love a good strawberry. When I go to get ice cream, I do like a good fruit flavor. And if you can mix a strawberry flavor with something and do it well, then I love it. So another one I got multiple bars of because it's so good. And I have multiple of the Dames too. Dames, strawberry, and the Cowflex are gonna be, spoiler, the only three that make it to this top. Mainly because we have not much left. These waves I want to try. I've never seen this until this sorting, and that looks good. You know, it's like caramel and like, oh, and it has some white chocolates in it. Yeah. Now you might think that because I like the cow spots, which have white chocolate spots in it, that I would consider white chocolate all on its own good. Well, it's actually going to go really at the bottom end of the it is chocolate. I'm still going to eat it at the end of the day. It's not a skip entirely, but it's too much. I think as I've gotten older, I definitely used to say that white chocolate was my favorite chocolate. That's not true. Milk chocolate is my favorite chocolate, but I do like tasteful white chocolate elements, which is why the cow spots really work well for me. It should do with the extra creaminess the white chocolate in Germany and in Europe do over just like the sickeningly sweet that it can be in America. But a whole white chocolate bar is still going to be a bit too sweet. It's going to be a bit much. It's going to be intense, especially for me who tends to eat the whole chocolate bar in one sitting or close to one sitting. Yeah, I don't need a whole white chocolate bar. Yeah, that seems like a lot. These Oreo sandwich kind of thing, you would think with the way I rank the other cookies I would have it. But because it's Oreo, I think I just have a little more understanding for it. And the Oreo does have chocolate in it on its own. So it's a different way to consume the Oreo. It's definitely less of my favorite than the Milka Oreo cream one that's up here in the Immergut, but it's still good. And finally, Peanut Crisp is the other one I needed to try. Yeah, that's nutty in a good way. That's, yeah, because it's crispy. It has some crunch to it, but it's not whole nuts. Oh my God, whole nuts do not need to be anywhere near me. That's the tier list. This is correct. Yeah, like if I was given those 9 bars on top, I'd be extremely happy. I'm okay with some of the ones in the middle. The ones Ship Me by Post, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, none of you know my address, hopefully. Please don't dox me either. I don't have a P.O. box yet. Looking at these flavors, the only one that I do remember is there's a white chocolate version of this Oreo that I put in the Immergut. I would put that one, because it's, again, very white chocolatey, I would put that in the Esse Schokolade. But I think everything else is pretty much covered. I mean, I know there's regional variants, but this feels right. This feels fairly holistic. I feel like this is a good heuristic for where I go. You can tell nuts are really not my thing, that the cream can really be my thing, especially when it has other elements. I do like other elements in it. I don't want it to be that plain, because why am I buying your more expensive chocolate when I could get the 60-cent Alpine chocolate? Though there was a penny near me that often had Milka on sale for 55 cents. So good. I would stock up heavily during that time. But yeah, let me know your thoughts if you are an avid Milka eater, if there's any other chocolates or things about Germany or America that you would like me to rank. I probably have extensive knowledge on some of these things. I definitely am going to do a German train station video because I definitely have thoughts on those. But besides that, anything from my experience abroad or just my experience living here in the US, please let me know what you would like me to talk about next. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what you'd like me to do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.